people of the internet, Ian Altosaar the Freedom Astrologer, once again here and bringing you this time a weekly dose of freedom, because this video is about the weekly overview. We're starting in February with these weekly overviews, and I used to do them a bit more, and I want to get started. I want to get more into them again, and I want to start doing every week or most weeks, and I will look at the astrology, and I'll give you my intuitive channelings as well if they come through. And I want to say a little bit about this first video because I'm starting this with February. Basically, on a clean slate. But this week it starts with obviously Monday starts with the 31st of January. But let's start looking at the weekly overview from Tuesday onwards and 1st of February. And next week's we'll do the proper kind of Monday, from Monday to Sunday thing. Anyway, guys, there's been lots going on. Obviously, retrogrades and direct movements, and I think I want to briefly start with the direct motion of planets, because, guys, we're almost at a place where every planet is direct. Yes, and we just had Venus go direct, and we just had Uranus go direct. The only one we still have a retrograde is Mercury, and Mercury is also going direct during this week. So the overall energy or overall flow from this week onwards and kind of moving ahead will be one of more action, because things start moving direct again. Planets start moving direct. Everything here in our let's say material earthly earthly lives starts moving direct as well. So depending a lot where these planets are in your personal natal horoscope, but still they're going to, even like from an overall general point of view, once every planet is direct, things start moving onwards. So you might have been having problems with, work, career, communication, relationship stuff, lots of issues there, most likely, and needed to kind of fix them and organize them and reorganize and go back and forth and back and forth and go back to the past and exes and all that type of stuff has been coming up for sure. And now, and also, in business and earthly, and even from a perspective of like general feeling of, okay, so I feel like stuck and I feel like things are moving, onwards or forward. Now this starts to kind of dissipate a little bit more as the planets are going straight. And the only thing I have with this, guys, is there's no fire energy, and there's not going to be much fire energy for a while. Only the moon will change into fire signs, but we still have cardinality. We have a lot of earth going on. We have some mutable, we have some fixed energy. So yes, things will start moving, and there will be forward movement, and we'll all feel it. We'll definitely all feel it. But the gist here is also that the cardinal energy of Earth and Capricorn is still more of like a planning energy, and it takes more time, in my experience, with everything else. If I'm looking at everything else, yeah. So the gist of this is, yes, things will start moving, but don't expect this kind of like very quick movement and like an Aries excitability. This is more grounded movement. Yes, things will move more so like starting new things in matters that have already been started, or fixing and working on things that were started in the past, and doing and let's say initiating things within those matters is the theme that I am seeing here now. But if you have, I have personally a lot of fire in my chart, at the very least, you will feel that forward movement and that type of energy you will get more of from next week. And I will give you the days as well when Mercury goes direct as well. But let's look at the 1st of February here. And during the 1st of February, we have a couple of interesting things. Retrograde Mercury is still a little bit conjunct here Pluto, so the communication is a little bit more intense. You know, we're still, because it's 1 degree and the terms aren't great here. I think there will be more suspicion of the mind, almost like suspicious of everything, mistrusting everybody. Maybe not that's not the case, but like mistrust and kind of like very critical thinking of the mind, and there can be like undertones, secret undertones in your communication and verbal expression as well. So what also starts happening during the 1st of February here is we can see I'm going to move forward a little bit, and we will have the new moon actually, and the new moon here, as you can see, is an interesting one this time in the sign of Aquarius. And just to kind of generalize a new moon energy a little bit, because before the new moon happens, very often things that are not working should leave, and I think this is a good time to do it. Like let go of some matters, wherever Aquarius is in your horoscope or in your natal chart, and it's a good time to kind of let these things go. And after the new moon start new things again. Like I mentioned, things are moving direct again, things are moving straight again, so it's good to start these matters after the new moon around, I would say, the 3rd and 4th of February is a good bet for you guys and for me as well. But this new moon is happening, luckily it's happening in the term of Venus, so 12 degrees. So that's not too bad, guys. You can understand that the term here of Venus for this new moon is kind of gives the extra taste for it. But what is making this a little bit difficult is Saturn here. Saturn is quite close to the new moon, and whenever it makes such a close aspect, a conjunction, and a square from Uranus, which I'm going to talk about here as well, there is a certain kind of edginess here. There is a certain kind of, need and a desire to start moving towards material goals, start making things happen, your social goals, your material goals, your economic goals, going towards them. But there's a certain kind of heaviness at Saturn. It can seem that there's too much work to be done. Maybe it's the things that the plans you have are big and they're kind of difficult. And the Uranus from the Taurus is saying like, okay, so are you sure you're going to have the finances? What about the financial stability, material stability of your life? And it's going to bring that certain kind of edginess to this new moon for sure. And the second part, like the emotional part here, because it's a pretty practical, earthly as well. Not because it's happening in a fixed air sign, but the thing about Aquarius, why I say it earthly, the better word is like practical or material, because Aquarius is a lot to do with your goals and financial matters and dreams and projects and like material acumen. So, and Uranus coming in as well, it's going to be a little bit of a practical material new moon. But I think from an emotional perspective, there can be like this almost like this inability to get this freedom that we yearn from, that we desire, that we want. And Saturn is going to make it extra heavy on our emotions and feelings. Maybe there's a older figure, older person who is there and kind of like not saying the best things, and maybe they're too strict with us, and maybe they bring us a dose of reality as well. This can also happen, bringing us a dose of reality of like, look at this, you want to go towards these goals and missions and you have in life. You need to be looking at this. This is the actual reality of things. Now, this can happen quite, I think, a high potential of this one happening here during this new moon. Now, think let's move forward. So this new moon, quite a social goal, material goal type thing going on here. Not a lot of easy aspects to this new moon, I must say. So I'm not super excited about it. I'm glad that it's happening in the term of Venus, and that can maybe help us see the kind of diplomacy, help us see the other person's perspective there. But generally, we see quite a heavy new moon here happening during the week or the beginning of the week. So let's move onwards a little bit here. Let me see. I don't know if I said most of the things that I wanted to say about this. There is what adds to this picture that I already said is the Capricorn stellium here as well. I think that's a lot about, because it's cardinal Earth, it's again moving towards those career goals, material goals, practical goals in life and foundations we have in life. So there's a lot of that energy and building those things in our lives. Uranus Sun square we had also, it's now leaving. So I think during the new moon we'll still feel that kind of edginess and wanting to be free, but after that it will start to subside, and kind of we want to create something but we can't create anything or that specific thing, or we think we can't, and we want liberation and freedom in our working lives, but it's hard to get it. And something also maybe a positive note to all of this is outside of the new moon, we're starting to build up for the Mars and Jupiter sextile. So Mars will be in the term of Mercury here, and Jupiter will be in the term of Venus. So that sextile I do mostly like because Mars is so strong in Capricorn, Jupiter is so strong. So Mars and Jupiter definitely will energize us here. Yes, although in Capricorn and Pisces, so the energization will not be so quick. But I think and I believe with the gradual movement of Mars in Capricorn, we will be able to go towards our goals and aspirations here. And I think change some things in projects that we already have started. Now, let's move onwards. I think I'm getting too long with my descriptions here. But anyway, let's move onwards to the next day. We are in the 2nd of February. We're starting now. The moon will move on Wednesday. So the moon will move into Pisces. So from all this Aquarian energy, moon will go to Pisces, and that's already a bit of a resting place already for kind of very earthly and practical material goal orientation kind of energy. But when there's so much energy in Pisces, when the moon is in Pisces, our general feel will be oh, I just want to chill, I want to relax. There's more laid back energy, creative energy, spiritual energy moving on, and our kind of emotions and feelings, what we yearn for, goes towards more of these areas. Yes, the new moon and Capricorn energy still will kind of drive us towards it, but we'll get a bit of a rest here as well. Now, moon conjunct Jupiter does give us a little bit of a benevolent boost here as well in the sign of Pisces. I think it's a really good conjunction. You can see your emotions expanding, your intuitiveness expanding, your kind of feeling of things expanding. Creative energy, definitely a lot of creative spiritual energy. I like this conjunction a lot. And we will have more of these conjunctions going forward. And it's happening in the sign of Venus. So a lot of creative energy coming in for a little while here. Especially during Wednesday. I think it's the 2nd of February. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, that's I think it about this little conjunction here. The moon will start to sextile Mars as well during I think it was around 3rd of February. Also, it's already depending on where you are in the world, but you will feel that kind of energized pull or movement towards those spiritual themes, to spiritual practices Also, like it's a good, like a good sextile, I think, to take some action definitely towards here. So it's a good. I like this general combo. Now, what is giving us a little bit more difficulty is you can see already coming in the Sun and Saturn conjunction. So again, like the theme has been already here, it's like somebody somebody more mature, somebody more experienced can come in and say like, hold your horses, don't rush it. Yes, Jupiter will help, yes, Moon will help, yes, Mars will help, and we'll kind of move forward. But Saturn comes into our space and says like, hey, hold your horses, take it slowly, move gradually, don't don't be hasty. And sometimes it dampens the energy a little bit. So I think this can, like the emotions here can be a little bit like optimistic and jolly even for a moment, but this Saturn and Sun conjunction is a bit of a, it's like a bit of a mood breaker, I would say. And just move gradually towards your goals and do something creative, something spiritual. I think this is like one of the best ways to do this. And I think this is where the Mercury starts station. Yes, it is. Mercury stations direct, or starts its direct motion. So this means it's almost like, for a moment in time, it's almost seemingly standing still, but it's not actually standing still for us. But it's actually now starting to move direct. So this means, guys, that from the 3rd of February, that's a Thursday, we should be able to, everything is direct, every planet, I mean, is direct. Now it's time to kind of, after the new moon, after the directness, things start moving onwards and forwards as well. So good time if you have something to start. Most likely it's going to be something, again, I'm going to repeat this because this is important. It's most likely not going to be something entirely brand new. It's going to be something from the past, something that you've been working on, and now you're going to move towards and start something new in it, or like the new energy comes in and starts to make it happen. So let's go to the 4th, I think. Yeah, let's go to the 4th. I want to go a little bit faster, guys. I don't want to make these too long. I want to go towards the next. The conjunction of Moon and Neptune is similar to Moon and Jupiter, a little bit more maybe creative. Maybe Moon and Jupiter a little bit more kind of benevolent, in a way. Moon and Neptune very spiritual, very like boundaryless. So we can be very creative and very spiritual, but our earthly, sometimes when these conjunctions happen, it's a momentary feeling, but it can be a couple of hours or a half a day of like, I just like to chill and do some meditation and just not do that much. But Saturn here is probably going to say, you need to do something. You need to go and make it happen. Or you need to rework something as well. Let's go. What's it? 4th of February. Did I want to say? Yes. Moon sextile. What did I want to say? At least now this is interesting, actually, guys. The week takes a little bit of a turn here when where Moon enters Aries. So I mentioned no air or fire energy, and now we have had a couple of days of kind of like Pisces new moon energy. If you have the discipline, actually, this is a good, interesting time to start something actually new. A little bit of a better time even to start something new, because now you can see also the Jupiter Mars sextile is still kind of boosting our confidence, boosting our energy here. And fire, moon, always about action. It's a good thing to do with Aries moon, taking action, taking some sort of action and moving towards something. Some project, something entrepreneurial. Like when we're doing Pisces, it's all about creative, spiritual things and feeling intuitive things. But now, once the moon enters Aries again, like go with our goals and aspirations. Yeah, that's it. That's it. What I wanted to say. Mm-hmm. Moo, 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 moo. Let's move onwards to February the 5th. What happens? I had some notes here. Uh-huh. A moon conjunct. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this moon conjunct, like Chiron. Yeah, the moon will be conjuncting Chiron for a while in the sign of Aries. Yes, maybe one of the reasons why these Aries moons have been a little bit more intense lately and kind of like, well, maybe even people feel a little bit triggered more. Luckily, Chiron is in Venus terms, so again, it kind of lessens the trigger. But during what's it, February the 5th, it's Saturday, so there is a tendency to be a little bit more triggered, a little bit more reactive because some sort of wound gets triggered, some sort of pain gets triggered a little bit more there. And what did I want to say about this? Oh yes, because remember, guys, what starts happening as well, because this is an interesting placement here. Moon will be square Mars, which is again a little bit of an agitated emotional state. Luckily, in the term of Jupiter, so Mars will be quite benevolent, quite strong in that Capricornian side. So the Martian super aggressive energy will be tiled down and will be like almost seen from a higher space of the Jupiter energy. But still, be careful around Saturday. Was a Saturday morning in Europe, so Friday evening somewhere else around that time, with some triggering, maybe something emotional triggers you. You have to react quite quickly. So that's happening there. What is happening? What did I want to say? Something else. Okay, so let's go towards the last day. I think we can talk a little bit about the health during Saturday as well, because it's maybe a little bit helpful with the triggering. Because you can see the moon is sextiling both Saturn and Sun as well. Yes, from Aries, yes, there's a little bit of a agitation. Luckily, it's a separating agitation from Mars. Venus square Moon, I'm not too worried about it here at all. Maybe too much of Venusian things is our emotional needs, but Saturn will hopefully help us ground it, because Saturn in a positive aspect to the moon actually grounds our emotions. So it's a needed, a necessary grounding here for our feelings after that little bit of an agitation before earlier in the day. So later in the day, Saturn grounds moon and sun in a kind of like the sextile. For a moment at least, we're kind of seemingly moving in the right direction in our lives, in our it's like our emotions and our creative and our um the things that we're building in our lives, and the things we want to build in our lives, they're kind of like aligned, at least for a moment, when sun and moon are in a pleasant aspect together. Now, I think that's it for this February the 5th. It's around, okay, let's February 6th. What's happened? Mm-hmm. Moon square. Okay, so there is a. Mm, sorry, let's go back for a second. Yeah, Mercury is now totally direct, moving direct. So that's a good that's a good indication for things moving straight again. But like the Sunday late-ish Europe time, I think it's Moon square. Yeah, Moon is starting to square Pluto. Whenever Moon and Pluto are in a difficult aspect, even for a little while, like the Moon moves fast. As you know, most of you know, um, like the potential there to be triggered, to be more wounded, and especially at home when you're in your interactions, you kind of, you sometimes even don't know, but like the feelings and emotions aren't really that pleasant there, especially when we're considering moon is in Aries in Saturn term. So it's an agitated moon here, end of Sunday. or for some beginning of Sunday. So be careful around that time to be. Let's and Pluto is in Mars term as well, so there's a lot of Martian energy here. So please be careful at your home, with your family. Some reactions might come, definitely. Again, a little bit of that suspicious energy, like emotionally suspicious. Some fears, even like it's like creeping up. You're at home, maybe doing something, and some fears might just creep up from nowhere almost. Okay, guys. I know we ended with a bit of a negative tone, but the week in general, like it's a bit of a difficult week, I would say, with the new moon, with some of the aspects that I talked about. But luckily, Mars and Jupiter will help us get through it. And just put your head down, keep working, keep doing the things that you're doing, make them better. Let something go this week, and then move forward with this new energy, with this new direct movement of the planets. Thanks a lot for listening, watching, guys. Ian Altosaar, the Freedom Astrologer, out for now. See you again soon in the next video.